Because of dirty water, people become unusual zombies.
People started getting sick a week ago.
This disease that walks here reminded me of Black Summer. The reservoir in Rosebud is polluted with dead zombies. The zombies had stuck filters. This is not proven.
Hello everyone, Kino Jack is in touch, and this is a short retelling of the 8th and 9th episodes of the 3rd season of the zombie TV series Nation Z. And this is again a freaky trash series, the retelling of which brought me a lot of emotions. Believe me, this retelling will not make you bored. Therefore, if you are on this channel for the first time, then follow the links in the description and watch the series from the very beginning. And as soon as this video gets thousands of likes, I release the next part. Enjoy watching. On the way to find Lucy in Illinois, the truck breaks down.
One word, finished.
However, sirens announce the arrival of a retro presidential limousine, in which there are old friends. It turns out that Sketchy is pretending to be the president of the apocalypse, Askisi, the head of his company. Doc and Eddie reluctantly follow them to Waldrak, South Dakota, while Eddie thinks out loud about what they're up to.
Where are these idiots getting into again?
When they get to the Waldrak, they enter the salon and lure the locals out of hiding with intricate antics. Sketchy's passionate speech wins the ears and hearts of the locals, but his communication with the locals leads to their elected mayor declaring him president.
Who voted? No one. I am 192nd in succession to the throne.
Doc follows a local resident into a quarantine zone where patients are dying out like flies, and their only symptom is a yellow iris. Despite the fact that Eddie is ready to leave Walnark when the Kessie scam begins to fall apart, Doc convinces her to stay for a while to help the city figure out the cause of the illnesses. Zombies from the neighboring town of Rosette begin to invade Walnarka. Their residents were victims of the same disease as the residents of Walnark. This inspires Doc to get a motorcycle and go to Rosebud, where he identifies the source of the disease as a polluted water source common to both cities. However, when he tells the residents of the city about it, he is rejected by Sketchy, who just wants the elections and the collection of donations to continue. The mayor faints, and Doc proves his lich theory with her charcoal, which binds the poison in her blood. Zombies appear, several disgruntled victims, previous scams, sketches, and the sheer horror begins.
Alright, let's go.
Dina. In this horror, Eddie and Doc grab a limo and set off from South Dakota. A funny turn of events. It turns out that the winner of the election was actually Doc. Citizen Z and Kaya are transmitting from the Northern Light. But their sweet communication is soon interrupted by none other than Murphy, who bursts into their channel, preaching his company there is no fear anymore and advertising his miracle vaccine Murphy. Meanwhile, Roberta, Sun Mei and Hector are preparing to infiltrate Murphy's camp. Song Mei reflects on an experimental vaccine she is preparing that will supposedly weaken Murphy's mind control and preserve immunity to the Z virus. And Roberta breaks through the fence and runs after Murphy, who goes to one of the 2 toilets on the territory, one of which is designated as Mr. Murphy, and the other is all the others. Roberta takes refuge in the one that refers to her when a horde of zombies arrives on call, interrupting Murphy's reading time. Warren. He shouts after his thugs open the stall and discover that it is empty and the back wall has been torn out to provide a narrow exit. 10, who has since been found and intercepted, is called in by Murphy to answer a few questions about Robert. What exactly is she planning? 10 does not talk, so until further orders, he is on duty at the cleaner's post with a gas pump. After the incident in the toilet, she realizes that she can't handle Murphy alone. She needs an army, and it just so happens that she is already wandering the streets and administering street justice Red Hand. Roberta, Hector and Sun Mei meet Hopper, a somewhat horny guy who claims to be a Red Hand drug dealer. He agrees to take them to a man who calls himself a Scorpion. After the story of a scorpion, which is very similar to the story of Hector's life, up to his current redemption, Hopper leads Roberta and friends to the underground Seattle, a series of catacombs that now serve as the headquarters of the Red Hand. It's a nightmarish place with lamps, torches, crawling severed hands and neon signs of the guilty, one of which illuminates 3 people wrapped in barbed wire. Roberta is shocked by this creepy and strange sight, but she is forced to act after these people turn into zombies after the execution of the Hopper. After demonstrating their formidable zombie fighting skills, Roberta, Hector and Sun May finally appear before a scorpion, who turns out to be Javier Vasquez. Yes, the long-disappeared participant of Operation Bitamark obviously lost his mind and turned into the very person who destroyed his life. Escorpin, the main perpetrator of the Gang of Zeros, who killed his wife and daughter in cold blood, and whom he now holds captive. Vasquez has gone so far that he doesn't recognize either Roberta or Hector. Even after they use different tactics, trying to awaken his memory, Roberta kisses him, and Hector, through tears of regret, tells about the murder of his wife and daughter. Hector is most finished off by Vasquez, who tells his thug to let him go so he can fight. Vasquez stabs Hector several times, claiming that he is the one and only Scorpio. Roberta removes him from this position and from life itself with the help of his machete, although Vasquez, it will be said, finally remembers her before beheading him. As Hector bleeds to death on the floor, Song May injects him with her experimental vaccine. It seems to have worked a little, since he does not turn into a zombie when he dies from wounds. The members of the Red Hand watched all this in stoic silence, although they now seem to be connected to Roberta as they are seen escorting her back to Spokane to deal with Murphy. The episode ends with a quick checkup of Doc and Eddie, who have arrived at Lucy's home in Springfield, Illinois. They see her playing with a bunch of zombies, and her foster father comes out of the house with a gun and opens fire on uninvited guests. Oh, and it looks like this isn't the last time we'll see Hector. He suddenly regains consciousness and opens his eyes, in which cat's eyes are visible. It seems to be a new mix of zombie and human.